Hey guys, this is Fury with Fury's Insanity signing in with another video, and today we're talking about something that I've been a little reluctant to talk about for a while, the Book of Boba Fett, alright? Uh, this is going to be my honest opinions. I'm going to keep it short, but I'm going to be real. I was genuinely disappointed. This is probably one of the shows I was hyped up for the most for years. I heard probably 4 years ago rumors of a Book of Boba Fett, or not Book of Boba Fett, but Boba Fett in general having his own show. And from what I understand, that turned into The Mandalorian because of the failures of the sequel trilogy. And when I saw him in The Mandalorian, his appearance wasn't perfect. The Mandalorian's not perfect. It's a very enjoyable show. But his appearance wasn't perfect, but it was very enjoyable. There was a lot of hype behind it. He was still a badass. I'm not the biggest fan of his new design. I wish he had kind of upgraded his armor a little bit. Because in this new version, it just seems like, you could just kneecap him. You shoot him in the legs, but that's neither here nor there. He's still a badass in the Mandalorian. And his armor looks great. His acting was great. Tamora Morrison is a fabulous actor. I loved him in Aquaman. I loved him as Jango Fett, and I love him as Boba Fett. But I was very excited. The trailers kind of got me feeling a little awkward about it, to say the least. The concept of him becoming a crime lord was a little weird. I get them wanting to pull him away from being a bounty hunter. That makes sense to me. So I kind of went with it. And just to keep it quick, all in all, it was very slow. There were very few moments where Boba Fett was actually badass. To be honest, I don't feel like they did him justice. I get them wanting to do their Disney thing, make him a blank slate, make him a good guy. But at the very least, he should have been an anti-hero. He still should have been ruthless. He can have honor. He can have a code. Jango and Boba always have had a code. There are even certain lines they wouldn't cross. They would do almost anything for money, but they would still have some form of honor to their name, and I don't feel like Boba was that way. He let people walk over him completely, which is completely out of character. He was way too agreeable. There were several moments where he should have just straight up whooped their ass. Alright? To get away from him for a second, the supporting cast was alright. I hated the Power Ranger gang, the Vespa gang, whatever you want to call them. I thought that they were completely out of place. They would have been better in something like Coruscant. When Black Chrysanthemum came on screen, I thought that was badass. I think Black Chrysanthemum is one of the few redeeming qualities of the show. I hope he appears in other things. I hope he ends up being in Lego. That would be really cool. That's something I've been thinking about. But Cad Bane showing up was cool. Spoiler alert, the fact that they killed him off, whether he's actually dead or not, I thought that was lame. They didn't do him enough justice. Cobb Vanth, that scene was cool. It was very cool, but he should have showed up for the final fight. 2 episodes being dedicated to The Mandalorian, even though those were great episodes. Funny thing, them being 2 of the best episodes in the whole show is sad. The 2 best episodes in the whole show was sad. Them using this as an opportunity to completely undo everything they did in Season 2 of The Mandalorian was a bad decision. Anybody that doesn't watch this show is going to be completely confused. I liked him showing up. Episode 5, where he goes to that planet, was cool. They could have definitely cut it way shorter and had Boba Fett contact him, but whatever. All in all, the show was very slow. There were very few climactic moments. There were a lot of decisions in the show that just did not make sense at all. The Tusken Raider scenes were cool. I thought it pulled away from the flow of the episodes a lot, but I really enjoyed those, and they ended it so quickly and so abruptly. And that happens a lot with a lot of the plot points. Almost nothing actually gets fleshed out. It's just a lump of decent ideas that never really come to fruition. They never really combine. And the last episode definitely shows that. There were some definitely cool moments, but the last episode in general didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was very inconsistent based on the power levels of each individual character. Hell, Black Chrysanthemum got shot 25 times and somehow survived. Didn't even need a back to tank after it was just looking like he was about to die. And then next thing you know, he's completely fine and fighting the real fight, the good fight. And just, there was so much inconsistency. They didn't do the characters justice. They didn't do Boba Fett justice. And I hate to be so negative about it because Boba Fett's one of my favorite characters, but that's one of the reasons I am going to be so negative about it. The Mandalorian's a good show, but it has its flaws. And that carries over completely to the Book of Boba Fett. It carries over with Disney's take. With the Marvel shows, I think 90% of what's in all of the Marvel shows is garbage. The plot points don't make sense. Even when they do make sense, it just falls flat. Hawkeye was probably my favorite Marvel show so far, and there were so many moments like Kate fighting Kingpin that just did not make sense. It did not work. Even though there were cool moments, even though I might have enjoyed watching it, it doesn't work for the universe. Book of Boba Fett doesn't work for the universe. The set design is beautiful. I'm not going to say there aren't redeeming qualities of this show. There definitely are. Introducing characters was great. There are certain characters that they should have introduced, which they didn't. There are certain characters that did not get enough screen time. There are certain characters that got too much screen time. And Boba Fett was completely overshadowed in his own show. It's that simple. I'm very unhappy with it. I don't know if it should get a season 2. Honestly, I wish they hadn't made this series in the first place. I think Boba Fett could have been in the background. He's supposed to be a mysterious character. That doesn't mean he couldn't have had a good show. He could have had an amazing show. But then, just using the Mandalorian to set up this half-assed plot that makes very little sense, that doesn't fit with his character at all. Yes, the Sarlacc pit could have changed him, could have made him a little bit different, could have had him grow as a character or whatever, but they did not do a good job with this. As much as I love Dave Filoni and everyone involved with this, they don't always make the best decisions. They have flaws. Yes, everyone has flaws, and I'm not saying it's completely their fault. But this show deserved better, and they should have known. They definitely should have understood how this was going to go and how people's reactions were going to be. And I think after they came up with this, they should not have released it. They should have went back to the drawing board or completely scratched this. It's a shame. I hate to say it. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. I don't mean, to bring a negative attitude towards this, but that's how I feel. I don't really know what else to say. I might not be bringing a whole lot to the argument, but this is a character. This is my favorite Star Wars character, and this is not Boba Fett. Tamora Morrison did the best that he could, and based on, the tweets and stuff that I've seen, the interviews from him, he did his best, to my knowledge, to make this work, and it didn't. Just like this scene from the trailer right there. That scene really pissed me off. I understand, everybody's like, why didn't he use his jetpack? I get why he didn't use his jetpack. But he could have easily murked all 6 of those people. It's fucking Boba Fett. I know it might be Legends and only in the video games, but Boba Fett could stand toe-to-toe for a time being with Darth Vader. There is no moment in this show where I think Boba Fett comes out completely on top. And just to speak on his honor, his newfound love and respect for everybody, why did he kill Cad Bane? That made absolutely no sense to me. That was the only semi-ruthless moment other than him killing the whatever, that whole clan that was supposedly killed his Tusken Raider friends. But those were the only 2 moments in the show when he was actually ruthless. Another thing before I end this, the scene where Black Chrysanthemum tries to kill Boba Fett, it was cool, but I could not enjoy that scene because it was so inconsistent. If Black Chrysanthemum actually did that, he would have killed Boba Fett almost immediately. And if everyone had showed up to fight him, Black Chrysanthemum would have died. Even though he's a Wookiee, he's one of the best bounty hunters in the galaxy or whatever, he's not going to be able to take on 10 different people with guns and axes and all that stuff. It was so inconsistent, and it did not fit right. It did not do Boba Fett justice. I hate to say it. I didn't want to make this video, but, you know, based on everything I've said, I'm supposed to cover this stuff. I said I would. Like, I did want to make this video, but it's hard. I hate shitting on Star Wars. It's actually going in a good direction. It's not perfect. The Clone Wars wasn't perfect. The prequels wasn't perfect. The original trilogy wasn't perfect. But this is my favorite franchise out of everything. And I have to be critical of it. I can't only show it love just because I'm excited it's going in a good direction. They need to know when they've messed up so that they can improve on it. And hopefully they will. But this is Fury with Theories Insanity. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're not a bitch, subscribe and like. Otherwise, your mom's a hoe. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.